What's really sad to see now is how the people of South Sudan are reacting to this latest outbreak of violence. It's a tragedy for a country that is just a little more than 2 years old to again fall into this kind of conflict and violence. The people here have suffered enough and they deserve better. They've had decades of conflict and they were finally hoping for a brighter future for themselves and their families. And again, they see themselves going down this road of conflict and violence. What we are trying to do now is try and address the humanitarian consequences of this latest crisis as best we can. We have hundreds of thousands of people that have had to flee their homes without being able to bring much of their possessions with them. We have thousands of people that have been killed and wounded in the fighting. So right now we are in an emergency response mode. We are trying to save lives. We are treating wounded. We're providing first aid. We are assisting people that have had to flee from their homes with food and shelter and household material. And of course, we're also trying to engage with the parties to this conflict to try and ensure that they live up to their obligations according to humanitarian law. That's very important right now in this stage. When this crisis started, we had, of course, a lot of both international and national staff in the country and who have been working around the clock since this crisis started. We have medical staff, we have protection staff, assistance staff, and some of them have been in very, very difficult situations. We've had to evacuate staff on a number of occasions from different areas around the country because of the security situation and because the fighting has reached the areas where they are. And we now have to be very careful with sending people back into the field to make sure that this is done under security conditions that are acceptable. The future for South Sudan is not easy to predict now. Clearly, this latest outbreak of violence has set the country back years in terms of development, both economically, politically, and in humanitarian terms. Hopefully, they will be able to find a political solution to this soon. But even if they do, the humanitarian consequences that have been generated will linger on for months. And the needs are going to be enormous for us and other humanitarian actors to respond to in the future.